Next man up takes on new meaning for UND and an impressive showing at the REA. Welcome to this week's edition of North Dakota Hockey Central, your television home for all things UND hockey. I'm Alex Heinert. Coming up, we will hear from head coach Brad Berry after his team's crucial 6-point weekend against Colorado College. We will also catch up with Captain Mark Senden in a You Sit installment that you won't want to miss. First, though, we're getting artistic and sentimental with North Dakota's goalies in the latest installment of the Through These Doors web series from Midco Sports and UND Hockey. Enjoy.
It was the final week of a lengthy homestand as a shorthanded North Dakota team took on Colorado College at the Ralph. With just 4 series to go, it's the time of year every game feels like playoff hockey.
Calder gets by Mander, Compio gets by, shoots and scores! Got around the defense, shorthanded, makes it 1-0. Levin in the far corner with it. He'll feed it out to the point. Quick snapshot and a goal by Frisch. That's his 7th of the season, and it's 2-0 UND. Back up top for Jandrick, down to Gaber. Gaber shoots, scores! That's a power play goal, his 14th of the season, and it's 3-0 North Dakota. Frisch hits the side of the net, throws it out in front, it goes off Bassey and into the goal. Constantini across the line. He beats Millar, steps right in, shoots and scores! Walked in and beat Bassey to give UND a 2-0 lead. Dug out by UND, back to Johnson. Johnson shoots and scores! A seeing eye arrestor for his first goal as a collegiate hockey player. Bass pulls up, shoots one right on, save, rebound, goal! Jackson Coots makes it 4-0 North Dakota.
Custom masks are a fun way for goalies to express themselves on the ice. And while the canvas remains the same, the designs are just as unique as the men wearing them.
When you were younger, that's kind of a big deal why you wanted to be a goalie. You get a lot of cool equipment, a mask and stuff, so it's definitely a really awesome thing.
We get the puck shot at our head, but I guess we get the one thing being able to customize our gear. So, we get the pads, but to be able to kind of have things like that on your mask, to be able to, maybe tell a little story about you or, where you've been. That's one kind of cool thing that we get to enjoy as goalies.
It's a long process, a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls with Dano, but it's fun for sure.
I've been working with the same guy for my helmet since my, junior career, and John Sperano with Helmet Head Designs down in Omaha, and he does an unbelievable job.
I was really fortunate for Jason Livery to do my helmet for me. He's an awesome guy and he did a great job, so I'm extremely grateful for that.
I would say the design process probably takes a little bit longer than the actual painting itself. We kind of went back and forth for maybe a week or two, but John is really good with once he has his design, he's able to crank it out in less than a week here.
I think it's cool he puts little things into the paint, there's a little glitter in there or something that kind of makes it pop that you don't even really realize when you're looking at it until you take a closer look at it, and it's really amazing what they can do.
I wanted one side for my home, and then I had one side for kind of the program. So I have Cam Johnson on it because when I was designing it, I didn't know that much about the program, but I knew about the 2016 team that won the Natty, and I know that Cam was a big part of that.
We kind of settled with tribute to the Ralph here. It's the only way you can get that in on the helmet anymore.
I got to put the Ralph right here, right on the chin. And then I got to put my nickname Cheese on there. It's been my nickname for about 5 years now, so I definitely wanted to put it on there.
I think probably the one thing that has stayed the same is, Drizzy on the chin there. That's kind of been a staple.
On this side we got Rocky versus Drago because Rocky ended the Cold War.
Then I got my grandpa who passed away. One of the main reasons why I'm playing college hockey and why I love hockey so much, so got his initials on there.
I knew kind of right away what I wanted for my tribute to my home country, so I just have a fighter jet, then the 3 crowns, which is our national symbol.
Dan will kind of help me pick this out on the top here. There's like some eyes kind of looking thing. It's my first helmet I custom, so I wasn't too sure what to do, so I had to get some help from Dan. And then, yeah, just the white cage, because it's a good sty.
My back plate is Proverbs 16:9, just kind of my path to success, I guess, and perseverance type thing. And this one is pretty important to me here. Play for Patrick is he's a player in my ECU association back home who passed away on the ice, and he was in 8th grade, and their family's done a lot of great things for kids and heart screening, so that's something that's pretty near and dear to me, and I'm really proud to be able to have him on my helmet there.
On the back, we got the Philly skyline with 2 of the places I played, junior in Texas, and then junior Flyers team that I played midget. Then I got a NB10 for Nick Bond. He was, I played with him actually on one of my first hockey teams, and he unfortunately, just after a game, passed away, and I just wanted to kind of keep his memory on there because he was one of my first teammates, so special piece there.
Definitely on the back here. I want to keep it pretty personal back here. I put Marc-Andre Fleury right here. He's my favorite NHL goalie. I've looked up to him my entire life, and I just think he's a great person off the ice too, and I strive to be like that as well. And then I just put a little quote down here, be your best every day. It's just a little reminder to, just keep having fun. Don't be so hard on myself, and just keep working hard every single day. And then I put a cross here with family over everything, because my family has done everything for me, and they've always supported me throughout my entire hockey career, and I want them to know how fortunate I am and grateful I am for them.
It's just little things that mean something to you when you look at it, kind of, just is a little special. So I think it's kind of cool for other people to look at it and see it and appreciate what the artist did.
That's the one thing that I've kept throughout the entire time is I've gotten rid of the gear, but the helmets have all stayed, and I have them in the garage there. So yeah, definitely one day when I'm older and at my house, masks are gonna be up there somewhere.
Yeah, it's the same thing for me. I have another one from a few years ago, and it's actually at my dad's. So it's the same thing as Jesse said. That's for sure something that you'll keep for the rest of your life.
Love it. Excellent work by Marty Mueller, Jeremy Klein, and the rest of the Through These Doors crew. One of those goalies profiled on the show this week came this close to scoring this past weekend. We will hear what Zach Driscoll's head coach had to say about it when North Dakota Hockey Central returns. Welcome back to North Dakota Hockey Central. Let's go inside Ralph Engelstad Arena now to check in with UND head coach Brad Berry after another successful weekend. Brad, good to see you.
Yeah, great to see you again, Alex.
You finished a 6-game homestand in style this past Friday and Saturday with a sweep of Colorado College. The 2 wins were made all the more impressive considering how short-handed you were for both games.
Yeah, we had a depleted lineup there, a few guys out with injuries, but I thought our guys managed both Friday and Saturday of managing the game well, and just keeping it simple and playing within our structure to maximize our effort here. And I can't say enough about the guys that came in the lineup that normally got an opportunity earlier in the season.
You started Friday with only 18 skaters in the lineup, and you lost one, Cooper Moore, to a game misconduct midway through the first. How did you see your team respond, especially during the ensuing 5-minute major?
Yeah, well, anytime that you lose somebody in a 5-minute major out of the game, and especially at early point of the game, early in the first period, everybody else has to kind of dig in a little bit harder. And I thought our guys did a really good job of killing that 5-minute major and gave us a little bit of momentum actually to move us forward. But now you're down to 5 defensemen, and a couple of those defensemen haven't had a lot of opportunity or playing time early in the season. So it was really a really good situation where our older defensemen kind of mentored our young guys, and the young guys stepped up for us. And it was a big effort to get the win on Friday night for sure.
100%. You would exit the first up 3-0. The Tigers would respond with a pair of power play goals in the second, but you'd keep them off the score sheet in the third and earn the win. What were the keys to getting across the line in Game 1?
Well, I think it's basically, getting the third period after giving up 2 power play goals. We're up 3-0 after the first period, and I thought we took some loose icing calls. We could have probably got the red line, but we took some icing calls to give them momentum on some face-offs in our end of the rink, and then we took a couple undisciplined penalties, which led to 2 goals and both right off face-off losses. The first one, literally 4 or 5 seconds in our net, and the same one 5 or 6 seconds in our net off the second one. So that gives them momentum, and now they're only one goal back. So we really did a good job going in the third period, having a mindset and a focus to lock it down and close that game out.
One of the highlights of Friday's game was Zach Driscoll's attempt at an empty net goal that just went wide. How did you experience that moment from the bench?
Yeah, well, it was, you see the puck on a goalie's tape, you see not a lot of pressure coming at him, and then you see the goaltender looking at the far end, and you go, I just hope it clears everybody's heads and has an opportunity to get down to the other end. And, a lot of people ask me, would you let that happen? Absolutely. Like, if the goalie's getting pressured, then obviously you got to put it in the corner or find another play to make other than trying to heave it down the ice. But, like I said, with Zach Driscoll, he can play the puck pretty well, and, he just missed by inches.
I should ask, in all your time around the game as a coach and a player, have you ever witnessed a goalie goal in person, Brad?
No, I haven't. Not coaching or playing. I haven't been in part of a game where I've seen our team or the other team score, but I've seen a lot of highlights on goaltenders scoring, and I think it's exceptional. And I'll tell you what, the bench rises dramatically when a goalie scores, because you normally don't get to see that a lot.
Yeah, it would have been impressive if Zach had pulled it off. He did produce something special the following night, though, a 23-save shutout and a dominant 4-0 win. How impressed have you been with his efforts during this homestand?
Yeah, very impressed. And, I think it comes down to his maturity, his work ethic for sure, but his maturity above all. And, he's a fifth-year player here. He came here to take the net and try to get us to win, help us win championships here. And he's doing a really good job right now. I know he hit a bump in the road, let's say a month and a half ago, but, he's keeping everything in front of him right now. Jacob Helston played, in his absence a couple of games, and, he was a good teammate supporting Jacob Helston, being a mentor, and just waiting for his time to get the net back, and he's got it back now, and he's making the most of it. But I feel like his short-term focus is really sharp. He's not concerned about the long journey or what's at the end of the road. He's really kind of making it a mindset to look at the short term, and that's from practice to practice, game to game, and you could even say shift to shift.
Along with Driscoll, your freshman played a huge role on Saturday with 3 of the 4 goals and 6 points total coming from first-year players. What can you say about the play of Brent Johnson, Jackson Kuntz, Luke Bast, etc. this past weekend?
Yeah, well, they're stepping up. They, all of them came in here pretty young. Luke Bast is a 20-year-old that came in here a little bit older, but for the majority of those guys that you just mentioned, it's an experience that they haven't even seen before, coming in and playing against NCHC college hockey teams that are hard and heavy and older. And I think the very first thing is just getting acclimated to what we do in practice and against very good players and playing with very good players. But then you get into the NCHC schedule, and now they're getting reps, and now they're getting looks on what it looks like, and they're making the most of it. And we needed them. We needed everybody this weekend to win these games. We were down 2 bodies on Saturday night, and I thought our young guys did a really good job of helping the older guys, with energy and exuberance and enthusiasm.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, you had won your previous 2 series against St. Cloud State and Omaha, but getting all 6 points this weekend has to give you a different kind of boost entering the final 3 weeks of the regular season. Yeah,
for sure. We had a 3-week homestand here, resulting in 6 games, and I think we got all of the points except for 3 within that, and that's a big deal for us to maximize your time at home, because when you go on the road, it's tough. Getting points, when we're a good road team, but at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you produce at home, and I thought we did a really good job of keeping focused on this 6-game homestand, and now we go for the next 4 or 6 on the road, and where we're looking forward to being road warriors.
Yeah, and that all starts with a trip to Duluth to take on a Bulldogs team who you split with at the Ralph in November. How have you seen the 2 teams change since your initial meeting, Brad?
Yeah, well, I think, first of all, I think both teams are missing an impactful player out of their lineup. I know Cates is out of their lineup, and Sanderson's out of our lineup due to the Olympics. And, I know they got a couple of bumps and bruises as well as we do too. So I think, both teams are playing through some things right now, but they're both playing well. Duluth went into Denver last weekend and dropped the Friday night game, but they won on Saturday, and nobody's went into Denver and won a game yet other than Duluth. So they're playing some pretty good hockey, and we are too. I think ever since we've kind of stumbled a little bit at the beginning of January, we found our game again. Everybody's playing hard, and I think everybody's playing together in the right way, especially when we are decimated with a few guys out of the lineup.
These contests between North Dakota and Minnesota Duluth are usually tight. What do you see as a potential difference maker in this series?
Well, I think just as what happened this past weekend, somebody stepping up. Mateo scores a huge goal, on Saturday night to put us up by a couple. You see some young guys, Brent Johnson, Luke Bast, Nick Ports. You can't say enough about those type of players, the freshmen that are making an impact, and having the veterans step forth again. Reese Gaber's playing consistent hockey, scoring some good goals, and Connor Ford. And we got to make sure that everybody kind of does their job and pulls the rope, and making sure that we look at the short-term side of it to win a game, a 60-minute game.
Yeah, well, we are excited to see the next chapter in this rivalry unfold this weekend. As always, thanks for the time, Brad. Safe travels and best of luck against UMD.
Yeah, thanks, Alex.
When North Dakota Hockey Central returns, we will head to the virtual penalty box to talk life, love, and board games with UND captain Mark Senden. That's next. Welcome back. Another week brings another trip to the virtual penalty box for one of the seniors on this year's UND roster. Mark Senden recently joined me to discuss life in the captain's seat, wedding plans, and much more on the latest edition of You Sit. Mark Senden, senior forward, welcome to the virtual penalty box.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. Mark, you're wearing the C this year at North Dakota. That's a familiar position for you. You were a captain in high school, captain in juniors. What's the best thing about being captain?
Just having the honor of being a captain, I would say.
What's the most difficult thing about being a captain sometimes?
I think one thing everyone expects you to have the answers. And I can't always be the one with the answers. So, a bunch of people can always come to me with questions, and I'm just, sometimes I don't have it for them.
Could you give me a recent example?
We get our team schedule sent out, and, I get guys texting me like, hey, do you know the schedule? And I'm like, no, I figure out when you guys do. So
this last week on Through These Doors, we got a chance to look at you guys playing board games and Settlers of Catan. Was that something you picked up when you got to UND, or was it a game you were familiar with beforehand?
Yeah, no, I'd never heard of it before. And then Weston Mashad had this little travel game of Catan, and he kind of taught our whole house here. And me, JBD, and Jasper all kind of learned from Weston, and that's where we all got hooked.
There are 5 different resources you can pick from.
So we got wood, hay, or grain, or sheep, and brick.
Nice.
Yep.
Which one do you maybe closely associate with yourself, either from a personality standpoint or an on-ice style of play?
Oh boy. I'll say brick, because I like to block shots. So, brick. Brick wall.
You're getting married, which is exciting.
Yeah,
Talk me through who's the girl? How did you meet? Give us the story.
Well, we met in high school. I was in it was strength class, gym class, and I knew this girl on the hockey team, and she was the only one in our strength class. So she was like, well, I don't want to be lonely. So she invited her friend to join the class, which ended up being Maddie. Just kind of hit things off, and that was my sophomore year in high school, so about 8 years now, and we make a great team. We always make each other better. So
awesome. That's what it's all about, right? Have you picked out who your best man is going to be yet for the ceremony?
I have a couple ideas if I had.
Who would be your best man on the UND hockey team?
Best man on the UND hockey team. Oh, I think my best man on the team, I think I'd have to pick. That's just
tough question.
Putting me on the spot now. You're putting me on the spot. It's tough.
That's what this is. That's what this whole segment is putting you on the spot, Mark.
I know. I'd have to go with Heinert. Obviously, we've been together for 4 years now, and he's my roommate, and we know each other really well, and playing on the same line for 3 years.
Awesome, Mark. Oh, I appreciate you, buddy. Best of luck with the wedding planning and with the rest of this season. You're excused from the virtual penalty box.
Thank you very much.
Mark Senden, everybody. Congrats again to Mark and Maddie on their engagement. The two are set to be married next summer. Now, Mark missed this past weekend series with an upper body injury, and he's doubtful to return for UND's trip to Duluth. We will preview that series with the Bulldogs and get you ready for an important weekend in the Penrose Cup race after this. Let's take a look at the latest around the college hockey landscape, starting with this week's DCU-USCHO.com poll, where there is some movement at the top this week. Minnesota State remains #1 after a dominant road sweep of Bowling Green, but Michigan moves up into second spot after Quinnipiac's defeat at Clarkson. Omaha dropped out of the top 20 after being swept at Miami, a damaging weekend for the Mavs' home ice hopes. They are currently 6 points back of 5th place St. Cloud State and 10 behind 4th place Minnesota Duluth, both of whom still have a game in hand. The Pioneers have another top 4 test this weekend as they will travel to Kalamazoo to face Western Michigan, while SCSU goes to Omaha, Colorado College hosts Miami, and UND heads to Duluth. It's the Fighting Hawks' first series at Amsoil Arena since January of 2020, and if it is a successful one, it will go a long way towards the team's conference title defense and their pairwise standing. These two old WCHA rivals will reunite on the shores of Lake Superior Friday at 8 p.m. on CBS Sports Network and Saturday at 7 p.m. on Midco Sports and NCHC.TV. Take in what should be another tremendous weekend of college hockey and then relive it all with us on our next edition of North Dakota Hockey Central in 1 week's time. Until then, on behalf of our Midco Sports crew, I'm Alex Heinert. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in Duluth.